My name is Tiffany. Welcome back, or welcome if you've never been here before. Today we're reading new releases, and I'm coming to you after the fact, which I think is fitting because I can properly introduce you to what you're about to see. I read 4 books within this vlog. 3 are new releases. I end the vlog out with my thoughts on House of Flame and Shadow, really my experience in reading it. I am coming off the heels of that. I aimed to make this spoiler free and learned very quickly that that was going to be next to impossible because this is a book full of spoilers, but I did aim to let you know if I think you should pick it up or not before we get into that. There are going to be timestamps linked down below. There's a clear break within this vlog where I say goodbye to those of you who hope to pick this up, who don't want any spoilers, and I say hello to those of you who want my in-depth thoughts. Okay, we get into it, but everything's clearly marked down below in the timestamps. It's on the screen. I note it within the video, and we'll get into my thoughts on this. I also was introduced to Kass and her Cozy Gaslamp Fantasy series, which we'll get into my thoughts on that. And I start this vlog out with On the Mountain by Riley Hart, which is an trauma-informed and trauma-filled romance. I really picked it for its atmosphere, and Riley Hart, I loved Heated Rivalry by her. It was the Once Upon a Readathon Iceland's edition, and it was a great start to this reading vlog. I also had my dear friend and artiste Monique over to paint my shelves, and so if you'd like to watch me read all of these and get into it, please continue watching. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the clip. Book is out and I'm loving what I've read so far. We meet Crow as a child. This starts out with the prologue where he obviously grew up in a cult and he's having such a hard time assimilating. It's really showcasing how they've mishandled his trauma and also how no matter what they do to rehabilitate him after this experience, after his upbringing, he continues to run away, to go back on the mountain. I love when the title enters the chat because it's the only place that he feels safe until he's able to inherit it. And I already feel so deeply for him, not just because of what happened, what I can kind of cobble together, but because of how society failed him. How other children, teachers, officers, I mean, I knew going into this book that Crow was a recluse, and I can absolutely see why. And after the prologue, we're brought into the present through Cyrus's point of view, and we learn of his backstory. This is going to be trauma-filled. He's starting over in this small town. He's a recovering addict and fresh out of a relationship that it feels as though it fed his demons and needs at the time. His need for substances and to be desired and used. And now he is just trying to move on, move forward. And I've gotten to their meet cute, which I love. I'm not that far in, so I hope you don't consider these to be spoilers. But I do have to note, the reason why I'm enjoying this book so much is because there's this little window into what their meet cute is going to be like when we're first introduced to Cyrus, where he's sitting on the bench, kind of like on the main street, watching seemingly normal people lead their lives, run their errands, and he plays this game where he muses about whether they're miserable or not, and where he tries to see if he can tell if they're broken. And I loved that. I loved that quote. I loved that moment because when he first sees Crow come into town, which doesn't happen very often due to the chatter of everybody in town. Yes, he clocks his appearance, but he can also see his brokenness. Like, that's where they connect. Crow is nonverbal, and at this point, I don't know to what extent, if it's due to his trauma, if it's by choice. There isn't any conversation going on yet. Their pain is legible to the other, and I love that. I love that. And also, I feel like Cyrus has an inner dialogue that I can get behind. And so I'm just enjoying it. I love their meet cute. I loved how they're meeting on that level. So I'm here for it so far. I'm interested to see where it goes since, you know, Crow's not in town very much. And I'm having a good time so far. I feel like this is more. The last book I read by her was Heated Rivalry, and I have yet to read The Longest Game. So this is a nice beat. It feels like it's gonna be an emotional track, but I'm here for it. I'm so excited about how my shelves are coming along. I have to thank Monique for not only doing this artwork on my shelves, I'm freaking living, but bringing me a book nook. I have been talking about book nooks for a while now. I just love how there are mini worlds on your shelves. And not only did she buy one, she spent 7 hours making this magic house, and I love and adore it. Thank you so much, Monique. Oh my God, I cannot. I want to live in that little space. I want to go to that little magic shop. So it has been fun. I'm going to continue reading this. I have reading sprints tomorrow that I'm really excited about. I think I'm going to be on my own for that. So I want to like design the studio and play around with the features, but I'll be back when I've read more. I was not expecting to be on reading sprints for that long, but I'm so happy that I was. I was able to finish the book. I got to see April. I was not expecting her to be there. It was so much fun. If you joined, thank you. I got so many recommendations. I feel refreshed. I know what I am reading now. I am a little hungry, if you can hear my stomach. So for the sake of brevity and not spoiling the book, I will say that this is giving Who Hurt You, okay? This is giving golden retriever, stern brunch daddy vibes. Also trauma bonding, transmuting trauma. It's feral, codependent need between them. It's a frenzy. They're forced into proximity. There's a bit of a roommate situation. Primal play. The erotica, which is where the steam skews, is quite literally two broken people smashing their pieces together and trying to make it work. And it's incredibly beautiful. It's emotional. Oh, they're just like ooey gooey, squishy, lovey-dovey. It's so good. And it's like all consuming frenzy. I feel like I'm coming up for air. She really did that. It's a beautiful story. I feel like it's higher than a 4, and it's not quite a 5. I'm going to rate this a 4.5. And I think she did her dang thing with this one. And now, because of sprints, I know what I want to read. April was reading A Polar Expedition. I can't wait to get into it. It's been on my TBR since Cynthia from Kindle After Dark recommended it, and she now has a booktube channel. She blessed me all of 2023 with just kind book mail and recommendations, and they all hit, honey. So let's get into it, because the synopsis for the second book, that is, since this is a reading new releases vlog, the second book in the series comes out tomorrow, so I'll probably just recap A Polar Expedition and get into my thoughts for the second for this, but I want to look at the synopsis, okay, because the cover was absolutely stunning. On the Care and Keeping by Kass O'Shire, a cozy gas lamp orc fantasy. I'm so excited. So in this one, I mean, bing, 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 we're dealing with a plus size heroine, golden retriever orc. She is a mother of 2 twins, and she's spending 2 weeks with the orc that broke her heart. I wonder if he is the daddy. Ooh, this looks really good. I'm excited, and the cover is stunning. So I will probably be back once I've gotten into the new release and just recap Polar Expedition. I will see you soon. This is gonna be fun. finished a polar expedition and other stimulating research opportunities. I love that title. It's so long, but it makes sense. And I'm also in the second book, and the title is coming into play. So very quickly, the first book I adored. It is such a cozy and cute, sweet stocking. The hero is a polar bear shifter, obviously. You can discern that from the cover, but he is tasked with basically sort of being a park ranger. He protects the very thing that the heroine is trying to research and figure out, the origins of her magic. It seems as though everyone's magically inclined, and it's a great secret as to why and how. And while she's out on this expedition that students like her have never come back from, it's very dangerous, and he sort of helps her along the way, keeps her protected, and advocates on her behalf. They enter into a sort of arrangement of convenience, not necessarily a marriage, but he's so traditional and sweet and a cinnamon roll and caring. It's very spicy. She's dominant, and I loved that. I rated it 4 stars, and now I'm in the second, which I think I'm adoring even more. Now that we're situated in the world, there are so many things that I love that are coming into play. We've got a curvy heroine, a single parent. She's a mother of twins that are half orc, which she is not. And so the element that I'm really enjoying about this is she doesn't know how to help her children as they're developing because she doesn't know any other orcs. They're in this small, secluded, and protected town. Katrine is the sister of the hero from the first book, and so her brother plays such a large role in helping her raise her children. But there are no other orcs for her to rely upon. And our hero is just that. He's coming into town. This is also a brother's best friend, second chance. Like, it's just hitting all of the cylinders. And he's ex-military. He's coming into town on business. She knows that she's going to see him, and she's embarrassed. She's afraid to even get excited or take a chance or even entertain how she once felt about him because of her father's children leaving. And so I'm loving this setup already. I truly am. I wasn't expecting all of this. And I will be back once I've finished. I'm about to go to dinner right now with some coworkers after work, and I should finish it tonight. So I'll be sure to check in because I won't be picking up, well, let's see. I was going to say I won't be picking up this vlog until the 30th. It's the 27th. And typically with highly anticipated releases like House of Flame and Shadow, I like to start those at midnight. So I'll come to you the night of the 29th, probably after work. But we'll see. We'll see. If I find another new release, I'm going to pop it in here. But I'm going to head off to sushi and I'll be back. But I'm loving book 2. Like, are you kidding me? It's really good. And the title is coming into play because she's aiming to care for those kids. And, you know, he can help with that. I can't wait to see what happens. Off of work, okay? It's almost release day for House of Flame and Shadow, as well as everyone on this train is a suspect. I am in for some recap videos. I know Jess from Honest Fiction has a recap. Okay, Tori and Jess just dropped their podcast episode full of theories, so I'm going to get into that and just kind of wait it out. I'm not sure which book I'm going to pick up yet first. I know when I read Crescent City 3, I just want to be reading that. I think the audiobook's like 29 hours, and I do want to read it physically and listen to it, so I may jump into Benjamin Stevenson. But I finished On the Care and Keeping of Orcs. Okay, and book 2 is it. I mean, Hero Falls First. We're doing a road trip, honey. One horse. The way that he aims to assure her that he's in it for the long haul. I absolutely adored it. It's very steamy, okay? I was just here for the romance. So I'm not sure if you need to read book 1 prior to book 2. It does situate you in the world, but I kind of want to rate the first book 3.5 and bump up the second book because it's just everything. Highly suggest this series. I'll be back when I'm back. I don't know. Like, I'm not sure what I'm picking up next, but tomorrow's release day, I want to be at Walmart, 6 a.m., coffee in hand, and ready. But let's get into it. I can't wait. I can't wait. I'll probably start Benjamin Stevenson though. Hopefully, I'm not making stops all day. Walmart didn't have it. We are this far along. I'm going to be learning out loud while doing this vlog because I don't even know how to update it without giving spoilers, which I promise not to give. I don't know what to say other than I'm enjoying myself, I'm having fun, I feel like things are coming together, I'm getting answers that I want, I'm getting action. I'm having a good time. I'm just kind of like glued to the page and trying to see where this is going. Don't want to jump out of it. I don't want to wedge anything in between it. I'm locked in, baby. I'm locked in. So I'm happy that I picked this up. I'm happy that I lied and I went straight to this book instead of reading Everyone on This Train is a Suspect by Benjamin Stevenson. I'm gonna have to pick that up at a later time. I'm also gonna do a full wrap up of this later on. I normally don't talk about books that I've already read in vlogs because I typically go entirely in. I will definitely be giving my more in-depth thoughts later on in a wrap-up clip for sure, and I will fully tag for spoilers if I have them at that point. In this vlog, I'm just gonna give you very minimal updates because I can't say much about this book, but I am having a good time. It's so fun to be in this world. That's all I'll say. And I'll be back. Monique is here. She is working on the shelf. The bookshelf is gonna be done. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so thankful. And she's also filming her own vlog of the process, which I will probably put into another video where I need to catalog every single book in there. And so I'll add it to that and go over what kind of shelves I have and whatnot. But so far, I am going to continue to read this and this vlog will not be finished until it's done. And I will definitely be filming my reaction of the end because I know how she is. I know she's going to get me in the end of this book. And I just want to see and commemorate that moment for myself. And so we'll see. I'm, as I've said, learning out loud here. I might have to DM some friends. I don't know how they plan on updating this book. This is the first time I've really done a reading vlog of something as highly anticipated for this with Caution to the Wind by Gianna Darling. That was a book that I've been waiting for a while. And I went entirely into that book with more than I can say about this. Okay, so I'll be back. I'll stop rambling. I'll see you soon. And hopefully we can both get an update on that shelf. I'm excited.
I can either do it glowing on the outside or make it kind of look like a neon sign.
Neon sign, baby! Okay. Neon sign, baby!
Shall I need it to know? That means I don't paint it all the way.
Work your pixie magic! Monique.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. Thank you. It really is. Oh, it's so exciting.
There's so many!
You look. I guess I could just look at the audiobook. I just don't want to see anything. Or hear anything if I click on something.
Okay, well that's what I'm here for. I'm the security. Where is it? Okay, I found the last chapter. I just got 102 chapters.
Whoa! I'm on 18. I'm on 18. Okay.
Alright, I'll just read the last.
No! Let's have a little chat. Warning, it's dark 30. Okay, Monique has finished for the day. The painting is not finished, if you care. I know when I'm cruising around on the internet, sometimes I'm just popping into a video for what I'm there for. I don't know the person yet, so I don't need all the personal bits. So I get it. But just in case you do care, The painting will be done in one more session, and I did promise not to show it in its full galore until it's done, but I feel like you can piece together what it's gonna look like, and I am allowed to give the tip that it glows. I'm very excited about it. Thank you, Monique. And we need to do some announcements, and bear with me. Again, it's dark 30. I have not slept yet. This is who you're getting. Now, I aimed to do this vlog spoiler free. And guess what? That's very difficult because I would like to have something to say about this book. And thanks to Monique again, I do know that this has 3 parts. I have made it to the end of part 1. It is a good indication as to how late it is and how little sleep I've gotten, because I think I announced on Instagram that I was halfway done. I'm not. I'm done with part 1. There are 3 parts. There are 3 parts. So I can tell you that I will be coming to you at the very least at the end of each part. And up until this point, it's spoiler free because, quite frankly, I mean, judging from my last clip, I've said all of nothing. I've said all of nothing. And so what I will say at the end of part 1, if you were watching this to discern whether or not you should be spending the nearly 1,000-page investment of your time and money, let's just be real here, to pick this 3rd book up, I can tell you that I'm having a great time. Okay, I can tell you that I'm getting character interactions and connections being made that I was hoping to get from this book. I can tell you as a person, as a reader who, quite frankly, I was spoiled for book 2. And so when I picked book 2 up, it was a trudge to get through, okay? Just quite honestly, after being spoiled for the big reveal in that book, outside of finding one of my new favorite characters within the series who absolutely shows up in here, outside of meeting that character, I really felt like I was just mining that book for clues, and it was a slog to get through. It's one of my least favorite from her, truly. So going into book 3, I feel like at the end of part 1, I'm getting what I was hoping to get. I'm seeing things that I was fearful I wouldn't get until the end of this book. You know, if you are familiar with her backlist, I thought we weren't going to be getting some of the things that we see in this book until the ramp up, okay, into the 3rd act here. And so I'm happy that I did, okay? I'm having a good time with this book. I'm happy that I picked it up. If you read the first 2 books and you aren't sure if you should pick this up, I think that you should. If you've read through her backlist, I definitely think that you should pick this up. I'm entertained. I don't want to put it down. I have, because I've had a great time with Monique being here, but I am going to continue on with this book. And I will say that when I get into spoilers, they'll be clearly, oh girl. That's the cutoff. I'm supposed to sleep. I apologize. It's even in my pocket. Sorry. Okay. I'm going to let you know when I have spoilers down in the description box. I'll have timestamps for this video. It's going to be clearly marked down below when I get into spoilers. Just from where I'm at this point, at the end of part 1, it's been fun getting the multiple perspectives, getting the character interactions that I've been hoping to see. This will probably be the last clip where I'm talking and dancing around in circles, but I do want to give that to whoever's watching just to know, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Is it just hype? Because I was disappointed with the 2nd book, and I'm happy that we're here now. Okay, I realized that we needed book 1 and book 2 to get where we're at, but I'm happy with where we're at thus far. So I'm gonna continue on. I will be back when I do have thoughts. It feels good to be able to say, and everything will be clearly delineated. Editing me, you know what to do. And I honestly thought that when this book came out, I would just be home, but it's been a busy weekend. Tomorrow, I'm going to go see the show O with my coworkers and friends, and we're doing dinner. And so I am taking breaks along the way. I'm going to take you with me. I'm not usually, you know, outside this much, but I am while reading this, so I'll be sure to pop in. And I'm liking this new direction for the video. I mean, honestly, I don't see how I would be able to do it, okay? I don't know. I was a little perplexed, but here we are, and I'll make sure that I don't spoil you without letting you know that I'm gonna spoil you. we have reached the point of the video where if you have not read the book, plan on reading it, and do not want spoilers, I'm going to say thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you come back after you've finished. At this point, I feel like the rest of the vlog is just going to be spoiler filled. I'm gonna have it linked in the timestamps down below. Hopefully editing me is getting all of that together, but I will part ways with you now so I can get into my thoughts. Thank you for joining me. Ta-ta. Please come back. Okay, let's chat. Let's chat, shall we? Because I believe I can now. Oh my gosh, just so far, I feel like this is the book I was hoping it would be. All of the connections that have already been made. And I will say a lot of the reveals have been done through expositional dialogue. Do I mind it? No, because it's not as if she's not having our characters work in order to get there. Oh my God, from the very beginning, when Bryce is with Azrael and Nesta, can we talk about the slug? I was just like, Sarah, are you playing games? I loved it. I loved it. The freaking slug from Akatar, stop it. And Azrael's wingspan, I think there's like a quote in there where it talks about his wingspan filling the cavern, and just the way that she writes action, it's so cinematic. It's so freaking cinematic. But the connections to A Court of Silver Flames, I absolutely was gobsmacked by. Okay, the fact that she does, it feels so far, if it continues in this vein, it feels like just a lot of full circle moments. Like, it could only be an Asteri that was powerful enough to imprison the monsters like the bone carver in that prison. I was gobsmacked. And the way that she writes that scene where we're just like in slow-mo motion with Nesta. Oh my God. So I loved part one. Again, I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to have titty pop outs. I'm just very, very excited. I am absolutely loving the connections, then the character interactions that I was hoping for in this book. Also, can we talk about Lydia's characterization? It feels like just a nod as to how she writes female characters. It reminds me of when I was like reading through Throne of Glass, where there'll be a character that really is making me give that like Roman thumbs down, and then she gives you the flip side and the backside of them and all of the reasons that inform her decisions and seeing what it's truly been like for her as the Hind. And I adore Lydia's arc in this book. I truly do. And I am dying for the romance between Ruin and Lydia. And I'm gonna be honest with you, for me, it's eclipsing Bryce and Hunt, just for me, okay? And by reading tastes, that's true angst, the way that the trust between them is being actively built, okay? It's active, and it feels like they're being reintroduced to each other every single time they are on the page together. It sings, I'm salivating, which is why I find it kind of annoying. I'm at the part where, you know, Bryce and Hunt have been reunited after being separated by worlds. He barely made it out with his life, yet it feels like there's this manufactured arguing between them that's just kind of annoying. Place juxtaposition to Ruin and Lydia, because it feels like it's just thrown in there for tension, and we have enough tension going on with the external conflicts. And I also just, I don't buy it. I don't buy that this manufactured argument of her not wanting him to feel guilty and her wanting to stand next to her and lead as Hunt. She needs Hunt right now, not his guilt. We may not be able to make the decisions that need to be made. I'm not buying it. They're going to fight to the death. I know it. So I'm not buying this argument, and it just feels divisive and not my favorite, because I'm like, get over it, move on. We're at a point, or I'm at a point rather, in the second act where the action has lulled. Okay, I realize we can't be high octane all of the time. And, you know, The Search, which is the title of part 2, we're in the archives and we're learning, and I'm enjoying the fact that they're studying because I'm able to make connections. And as I said, this whole like argument they're having, it's a little like worrisome for me, because it's either going to bring about a decision that's before Hunt, either a reveal about Hunt that he learns of himself that just makes Bryce the ultimate partner in right, and I was there for you, and you are more than what you've been made to do, you know, more than what you've been forced to carry out, or he is going to be placed before a decision that he possibly cannot make correctly according to Bryce. And how could he when she's still withholding information about the truth? I'm like, Bryce, girl, get over it. Get over it. Anyway, so of course I'm invested. I'm invested. I'm going to get comfortable. I'm just getting back from the show. So I'm going to get comfortable and read as much of this as I can before I go to work. I plan on finishing the book. I'm pulling an all-nighter. I'm going to continue to keep saying, so far, this is the book that I was hoping it would be. And I just feel like the rereading, the going back and looking at all of the clues and trying to make connections, it wasn't in vain. I cannot wait for more. So I'll be back. I might just time lapse this and jump in when I can, but I'm having a great time, okay? And also the way that she's writing her creatures and her monsters, I love it. Like, that is Asteri. The way, the Asteri and the River Queen, the way that she writes in these like high fae, the way that she writes these arrogant and regal, you are an ant that I could merely smush with just pressure. You deserve no answers from me at all. Come with respect. I love it. I love it. I love it. I can feel the ruthlessness rippling off the page. I can feel Lydia's plight. It is just, I'm in it, baby. Sorry to be yelling. I'm so sorry, but I'm just excited because I'm really enjoying the book. And now I can really like dial in and have some uninterrupted reading time. So I'm gonna get comfortable. I'll continue to pop in and out. Don't know how I'm gonna do this, but we're doing it. Okay. The chess pieces are being laid. So let me backtrack because I don't think I'm gonna stop again. Let me backtrack. Let me clock the moments that I'm really enjoying, okay? That I, Hunt was made, essentially engineered to be Bryce's battery. I'm so thankful for the fact that I watched Jess from Honest Fiction's recap, because one thing that she noted was that this theme of being juiced up, powered up, charged up in book 2, and I'm definitely seeing the root of that here in the big reveal. Oh my gosh. But the saving grace in Hunt learning this about himself, which I absolutely loved. I think it's page 551 when he asks, is it in my DNA that Bryce and I are mates? Was that engineered too? And the answer is no, that was never intended. I think that was left to higher powers, whatever they may be. Oh, I loved that because their love is something that they chose. I absolutely adored that. Oh my God. Was everybody made in here? Make someone for me, whoever's listening. Anyway, so loved that. And I love how, I mean, I've got to apologize for the side eye I've been giving Ethan. Every single time it cuts to Ethan, I'm like, okay, I just wasn't really feeling it. And that's doing something. The culmination of his POV, his aim to assuage his guilt for falling into the plot of the Viper Queen, leads to tea on Jessica. Because quite frankly, if we had enough tea times with Jessica, we wouldn't have any books. And now we learn, because of everything that she knows, we learn the how and why she knows all that she knows. That she was cursed to be a human? Okay, are you kidding? For this long? Okay, I mean that she was a priestess who had vowed to protect the knowledge within that library, and how that ties back to the very first like huge reveal in part 1 in terms of Bryce with Nesta and Azriel about her ancestry and the reasons for why she turns down the Ocean Queen's advice to take as many as they can and run. She will not repeat that all over again. Also, again, Lydia's characterization, the servitude, the loyalty, the long game. Oh, that was just so compelling to read her playing both sides of the fence and just strategically carrying out her plan that all started with her children and the freaking Ocean Queen. I cannot. But now, I mean, Ethan's POV culminating into him becoming the prime, Hypaxia being head witch in charge again, Bryce being the queen of Valen. I mean, now we're Bill 9ing the science guying and we're trying to find an antidote. I mean, the pieces are being placed, baby, and I'm loving it. It feels like it's being tied together like a freaking French braid. I'm loving this. I'm gonna get back in it because homegirl clocked into work. I'm here for it. I will be back when I'm back. Oh my God. Cut it out. If Lydia and Ruin, please, Sarah, please. 3 tiny white lights burn bright fire sprites. Pixie power, baby. Oh my God. Yes. Oh, so they found the queen. Okay, let's go. You're working today. Okay, girl. Oh my God. Let's go, Sarah. Okay. Oh my God. This is so freaking good. So, oh my God. I made it to work. I just need to finish like the aftermath of everything that happened. The aftermath! Oh my God. Oh, everyone holding the black hole together for them to make it through. The bullet that everyone collectively contributed their last spark to for the the Godslayer. Woo! What a freaking ending! Oh my gosh. So I'm gonna get through the aftermath and then, I mean, obviously I'm loving it. I don't know what I was expecting. I know I got what I was hoping for and more, and I'm living, and I just feel like I'm like up here every single time I update, so I'm sorry for that. Not really. I'll be back. I'm gonna close this vlog out, I promise. I have finished the book. I don't know how else to wrap up this vlog other than saying this was everything I was hoping it would be. It's 5 freaking stars. She did that. I felt like it was masterful. I truly did. It was everything I was hoping that the book would be. And now I have so many questions as to what we're going to be getting in the next ACOTAR book. I mean, when Bryce leaves the mask and the dagger, I mean, when she goes to trade for the mask in the first place and then returns. Oh my gosh, I just loved that. I loved that moment with Nesta. I love the moment that Nesta has with Bryce's mother. And now I'm questioning, is the mask and the dagger powerless? I really can't wait to see what comes to play in the next ACOTAR book. But I had such a good time doing this entire vlog. I really did. Oh my gosh. If you have read Crescent City, House of Flame and Shadow, like leave like some stars down below. If you're gonna comment spoilers, please tag that in the comments down below, but let's chat. Like, I just feel like high octane. That was everything. It was so much fun to read, and I'm so happy that I got a new to me author in with Kass Shire and her Gaslamp fantasies. Like, this was just a lot of fun having Monique over to do the shelf. I'm sorry that the big reveal is not in this video, but it will be coming later. And I guess I just have to say thank you for joining me. I am gonna hop right into the next vlog. I'm gonna be reading the Levesque series by Beverly Jenkins. It is Black History Month. Okay, I'm starting the month out strong with a 5-star read. Oh my gosh, it absolutely was. It absolutely was. So again, I want to thank you for joining me. Please consider subscribing and sticking around, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.